we have Aljamain Sterling defending his UFC Bantamweight Championship against the returning, unretiring Henry Cejudo. Now, Sherdog says that his nickname is the Messenger.
Yeah.
Always.
Has it been?
Yeah.
I do not recall him being called
Granted,
that.
they may not announce that anymore because now do they announce Triple C
Maybe.
when he gets announced? I don't even
I
know.
don't know.
All right, let me set this up real quick. So Aljamain Sterling, Funk Master, the 33-year-old out of Cortland, New York, 22-3, 8 submission victories, 10 decision victories. He's on quite a tear in his career, man. He has found another level. He is on an 8-fight win streak, including taking the title from Petr Yan, defending it also against TJ Dillashaw. And across from him is going to be Henry Cejudo, the 36-year-old out of Phoenix, Arizona, former Olympic gold medalist, former UFC flyweight champion, and former UFC bantamweight champion. 16-2 as a pro in MMA, 8 knockouts on his record and 8 decisions as well. He himself is on a 3-fight win streak, but then he retired sort of after he defended the bantamweight title against Dominic Cruz back in May of 2020. So we're talking a nearly 3-year layoff for Mr. Triple C.
Almost exactly.
Almost exactly. Yeah, almost to the day. I will go first. This is a tough fight. I don't know. I think Aljo is probably going to be favorited just because of the layoff of Cejudo. I'm guessing. I could be wrong. But Cejudo makes it interesting. I feel like Cejudo, in some ways, it's like he, not that he's underrated, but like he surprises guys. Like when he knocked out Dillashaw, it was like, holy shit. Once he got the proverbial monkey off his back by defeating Mighty Mouse Johnson, he definitely found another level, I think. And then he knocked out Marlon Moraes, and then he knocked out Dominic Cruz. Similar to my Kron Gracie pick, my Kron Gracie non-pick, I'm going to say 3 years is just too long of a layoff to come back against a guy at such a high level as Aljamain Sterling. I mean, this fight really is a clash of titans here. That being said, Cejudo is obviously a very tough, very durable guy. He's never been submitted. So I'm going to say that Aljamain Sterling is going to, should I say UD or split? I'll say unanimous decision for Aljamain Sterling and Still.
The odds on this fight have got to be like right there. I mean,
You think they're close?
I kind of do, man. I mean, the reality is that Aljamain Sterling doesn't really fucking lose. That's just a fact.
Would you like to know?
I'm going to guess. Let me guess this time.
Yeah, let's get you guess first, Mike.
I'm going to say Aljo is like a 1. I'm going to say he's like a 200 favorite. Wow. And I'm going to say that.
That's wild, bro.
No? I'll say that Cejudo's like minus 150. I don't know. I'm not a bettor.
I would say Aljo at best is minus 150. He's probably like maybe like minus maybe 135, 140. And I would think Cejudo's maybe plus 125, maybe plus 120.
All right, let's hear it.
There.
It's not a bad guess. It's even closer than that.
Oh,
and
wow.
And the favorite is Henry Cejudo. Really, they're like co-fit. It's neither man is plus money. Cejudo is minus 115, and Aljo is minus 105. So basically, you're paying the vig to bet either one of them.
Yeah, wow.
It's pretty much a pick'em's fight.
It's a crazy situation you really got going on here, man. Because Aljo again doesn't lose. He's got this ridiculous ass reach when it comes to this, this weight class, and a guy as short as Henry is. Henry's 5'4". Aljamain is 5'7". We've seen them stand next to each other. Like Henry Cejudo is like looking straight the fuck up at Aljamain Sterling. And Aljamain Sterling is one of these guys that knows how to use his length in the cage. And the wrestling pedigree is all well and good until you get punched in the face. And you can do that in MMA, and it makes for significant changes in how people approach things. If we were on an Olympic mat, I'd be picking Henry Cejudo to win that wrestling match every day of the week, frankly. But that's not what this is. This is going to be everywhere. And I think Aljamain has the length to strike. I think he's got the fight IQ that's required for such a high-level fight against a chess master, basically like Henry Cejudo, because we've seen Cejudo adjust on the fly. But I just think Aljamain Sterling brings a lot of tools to the table here. And I think a lot of his tools match up well with Henry Cejudo's positives, like his wrestling, his dynamic movement, his ground control. He's not really a lay and pray kind of guy, nor do I think he could do that to Aljamain Sterling, even if he was. And I just don't see. I just see more avenues for Sterling. As thin as those avenues are, I just see more of them than I do for Cejudo. But the reality is, man, this fight could go in any fucking direction at any given time because both of these guys are the elite of the elite. But I am going to go with Aljamain Sterling, and I am going with split decision and still.
Okay, Mark, bring it on.
I thought you were both going to take Cejudo, and you both took Aljo.
Dude, I've been going back and forth for like the week. It has been the worst.
I have to. All right, so I gave you the odds, basically a pick'em fight. Aljo's 3 inches taller. The reach is a mess because Henry Cejudo has different reaches depending where you look. Some places have his reach at 67.5, which means it's only 3.5 inches less than Aljo. Some places have his reach at 64, which means it's 7 inches less than Aljo. So I don't know how we have 64 and 67.5 for Henry's reach, but if it's 7, that's a fucking lot. So yeah, and as Omar said, in all these clips, he looks like the significantly smaller human. But massive fight here. Aljo undefeated in 8 in a row. Cejudo returning, trying to claim the belt he never lost, and then I'm guessing try to push for a title shot at featherweight so he can have 3 belts, as he has alluded to. It's tough. I could talk myself into either guy winning. I'm about as 50-50 as it gets. I have been flip-flopping. I think it's one of 2 scenarios. One is that the length of Aljo is too much. He eventually gets Henry's back and chokes him out. The other one is that he can't keep Henry off him because his striking is just not good enough, and that he can't take Henry down, and he ends up kind of getting busted up inside. Like, I could see it either of those ways. If it goes to the cards, for some reason, I don't think it's Aljo on the cards. I don't know. I mean, I even take that back. I could see this fight go 5 different ways for both fucking guys. But we know the MMA mind of Cejudo. He probably has 10 avenues planned out that he sees himself capable of winning this fight in. I'm sure he's got a plan A through plan Z. The dude is fucking brilliant, as you see in the coaching, how much he's helped guys. If you're Team Henry here, you would like to think that Aljo's striking is not dangerous enough to deter Henry, despite the length, and that Henry can get inside, throw hands all fight, and not be overly concerned about a takedown because he's Henry fucking Cejudo. But Henry's never fought anyone close to this size. The only one is Dom, and Dom was returning from like 4 years of inactivity. So there's really nothing to base this on, how he will do with a guy who is so much bigger than him. On the other side, if you're in the Aljo camp, you'd like to think he can use that length to keep Henry away, like he's done to others, like Petr Yan, and that even though straight takedowns may not be there, that the length of Aljo, the craftiness of Aljo, the ability to cling in certain situations allows him to take a back or something like that, and that maybe Cejudo's in trouble once it hits that spot. But then you look at Aljo's resume, and you realize that on this whole run, he hasn't really beaten anyone with a massive grappling pedigree in any way. Nothing close to a Henry Cejudo. So are we sure his grappling stacks up? I mean, TJ was going to be interesting, but we didn't even get to see it. So I don't know. If his grappling does stack up and he can like backpack a Henry Cejudo, we may be having to admit that we're looking at an all-time grappler here in Aljamain Sterling. And maybe we are. So I don't know. I didn't even write a pick down prior to this show because I didn't know which way I wanted to go. I feel like when I break it down and analyze it, the answer to me is Cejudo, but for some reason my eyes and the vibe I have is telling me it's going to be Aljo somehow. So I don't know exactly how. Maybe Henry looks to defend a takedown and Aljo kind of just holds on as Henry turns away, and next thing you know, he's on the back and chokes him out.
I love it.
So I will say Aljamain Sterling, round 2, rear naked choke.
So there's one scenario I kind of see coming now that you've said some of that. There's, because of the height and the reach advantage that Aljo has, there's something about these straight knees up the middle that I think is going to make Henry's face go kaplunk.
Wow.
I'm not betting on it.
Okay.
But goddamn do I see it.